This is our second National Children's Long-Term Ventilation Conference. We're having an opportunity to hear from those that actually deliver in the care at the point of care. And we're also hearing from commissioners who are involved in looking at the funding and how we develop the different service models. The conference has been focused on three particular areas: data, service development and efficiency. Data is crucially important for this patient population because it gives us the information that's required so that we can commission intelligently and give the correct care to this patient population.
Most essentially for me is that we're getting some data back now about numbers, length of stay, actually something that's tangible rather than us saying these children are in hospital because of A, B, C and D. We've actually got some evidence that we can provide to commissioners or whoever needs it, so we can say these are the problems we're facing, what can we do about it?
A lot of it is setting national guidelines, national standards and benchmarking them nationally, so we can actually try and then use the data that we collect to actually influence nationally what we can do with funding streams to actually try and get these children as quickly and as safely out of hospital, because at the moment they're spending too long in hospital waiting for things that they need, such as care packages or housing or social care help from other ways. So I think it's just trying to streamline and get these children into the environment they should be.
So for me as a lead nurse within complex care at Birmingham Children's Hospital, the advantage for us would be that actually we can get some data out of it so that we can look at some of the things that are important for us as a hospital about things like length of stay, children that are fit for discharge but actually stay in hospital much longer than they actually need to
create some kind of consistency across the country that's powerful enough to engage with government and be able to create some standards as well, which will help to develop consistency across the UK. That's sort of what, that why we're filling in our data, every week to support, to try and support the process in the long term. I think that's what we would like to get.
Change is constant. It's always in response to what is needed at any particular time. Change is not a one-time thing. We need to continue to be flexible.
I think what Hospital to Home do is allow us to speak as a big group and as a larger community of health professionals looking after these kids. I think then we've got a bigger voice to try and get this, stop the silo between health and social care and actually try and get that relationship working a bit more.
I think the end result is that then as a group of professionals, we all talk about and learn and share from our own experiences, and actually you can learn if someone's doing something great somewhere, you can take that on board, try and work that with your team.
It's a core part of what we do to get children home, so that framework is enormously helpful. It works. I haven't got the facts really, but the feeling behind it is that particularly in the last 3 years, I would say, there has been almost unstoppable momentum.
I think with the system being online, moving away from paperwork, I think you can use the system as you feel it suits you best. So you can use some parts of it and not other parts of it. So you can use it so it makes it more time effective for you, so you're able to get away and spend more time with your patients.
Efficiency, from my point of view, is about delivering the right care in the right place at the right time so that we are using the appropriate resources, doing more for less.
I think what I've found through both my registrar working directly with the London group but also now as a consultant regionally working is that I think it's just a really fantastic pathway of actually going through literally tick box with the family to say this is the pathway we follow, these are the things we have to do, and it's just such a structured approach, you just don't miss anything. And I think for me that's the key, is just making sure that everything is done so it's as safe and as timely as possible to get these complex children out of hospital.
I don't think it's something difficult to use. I think it is likely to save you some time, get away from all your paper documents that you may have had. And I think it's something that is really useful.
For me, actually, if we can improve the time that they spend in hospital and actually get them home quicker, and we could use some of the pathway to do that, then I think that that's always going to be a benefit, isn't it? If actually we can look at some of the blockers that keep children in hospital, and as a group of collective people talk about that.
On a regional basis, it's quite difficult to work out how to improve services for children, but if you can gather some more information at a more national level, then that could really help to develop services and move them forward.
If you'd like to know more about what was discussed at this year's conference, then please go to our website.